I still remember the first time I saw her. The sky above the capital spire of Veyrath burned violet with a dusk of twin suns. Metallic towers curved like spears toward the heavens, their surfaces alive with flowing light. I was only a junior xenolinguist then, standing among diplomats and soldiers, waiting to greet the arriving sovereign of the astral dominion. We were told an alien queen would step onto human soil for the first time in recorded history. When her vessel opened, silence fell over the crowd. She descended the ramp alone. Tall, luminous, her skin like moonstone dusted with stars. Her eyes were not eyes at all, but swirling galaxies contained in smooth dark orbs. A silver crown hovered above her brow, not touching her head, rotating slowly as if obeying unseen gravity. She did not walk. She glided, every movement effortless, regal, ancient. Queen Seraphel of the astral dominion. When her gaze passed over the crowd, I felt it strike me like a spear. Not hostile, not curious. Something deeper. Recognition. In that moment, my life stopped being mine. Her visit lasted 3 months. Officially, I was assigned as part of the translation team. Unofficially, I became the only human she spoke to without formal protocol. She would summon me late in the artificial evenings, when the twin suns dipped and the spires shimmered gold. We would talk for hours. About galaxies shaped like flowers. About civilizations that lived inside gas giants. About songs sung by creatures made of pure radiation. And about loneliness, the kind that comes from being immortal while everyone else flickers out like sparks. One night, she asked me, "Do humans fear forgetting?" I answered honestly, "We fear being forgotten more than death." Her gaze softened. Then we share a terror. By the end of her stay, rumors spread. The alien queen and the human translator. Whispers of scandal, of fascination, of danger. But the Dominion called her home. On the final day, she met me alone on the landing platform. Wind tugged at my coat. Her crown shimmered. "Come with me," she said simply. My heart thundered. "To your galaxy?" "Yes." "You will live. I will ensure it. You will see eternity." I should have said yes. But I looked at the world behind me. My family. My planet. My fragile, brief human life. I was afraid. "I can't," I whispered. "I belong here." For the first time, Seraphel looked uncertain. Then farewell, Arlen of Earth. The ship sealed. Light swallowed her. And she left. Years passed. Humanity advanced. We built colonies. We expanded. We aged. We died. I never forgot her. I worked, lived, loved briefly, lost painfully. Yet every night, I dreamed of galaxies in her eyes. I wondered if she ever thought of the human who refused eternity. Then, 47 years later, the sky changed. Astral vessels appeared without warning above Earth. Not as guests, as conquerors. Their technology dwarfed ours. Their soldiers moved like shadows of light. Governments fell in days. Cities surrendered without a fight. At the center of the invasion stood Queen Seraphel. But she was not the same. Her crown burned darker. Her voice carried no warmth. When she spoke to the assembled human leaders, she did not look at me, though I stood among them, old and trembling. Her decree echoed across the planet. Earth is now under Dominion protection. Humanity will be preserved, guided, ruled, protected, ruled, enslaved, politely. I pushed forward, ignoring guards. "Seraphel," I called. She turned, slowly. Her galaxy eyes passed over me and did not recognize me. I felt the blow like physical pain. She had forgotten. In the years that followed, Earth changed into a Dominion world. Our culture was rewritten. Our skies filled with alien architecture. Human autonomy faded like an old photograph. I aged. My hair turned white. My bones weakened. But one thought drove me forward. I had to reach her again. Not for power. Not for revenge. But to remind her. To make her remember that once, long ago, she had offered me eternity. Through contacts, favors, bribery, and sheer stubbornness, I gained a post as cultural archivist inside the Dominion Citadel on Earth. It was a towering structure of black glass and floating light. Inside, Seraphel ruled from a throne suspended in anti-gravity, surrounded by advisors made of living plasma. Every day I saw her. Every day she saw nothing but another aging human. Until the day everything broke. A rebellion began in the outer colonies. Human factions, armed with stolen Dominion technology, struck supply lines. Explosions rippled through orbit. Panic spread. One night, alarms screamed across the Citadel. Red light pulsed. Dominion soldiers rushed to defensive stations. Advisors flickered away to safety chambers. But Seraphel remained on her throne, calm and immovable. Then the blast hit. A rebel strike tore through the Citadel's shielding. Metal and crystal collapsed. Fire and gravity twisted. I was thrown across the floor. When I looked up, the ceiling had broken open to the star-filled sky. Seraphel's throne tilted. Her crown flickered. For the first time in 50 years, I saw fear in her galaxy eyes. A second blast struck. Her throne's gravity core failed. She began to fall. Without thinking, I ran. Old bones screamed. My lungs burned. Debris rained around me. A beam collapsed, striking my shoulder. Pain exploded. Still I ran. I caught her as she fell. Her body was surprisingly light, like holding a sculpture of warm crystal. We crashed to the floor. Dust filled the air. Sirens wailed. Around us, Dominion guards fled. Advisors vanished. Everyone ran. Everyone except me. I carried her. Through collapsing corridors, I staggered forward. My vision blurred. Blood ran down my arm. The queen's crown sputtered above her brow, unstable, flickering like a dying star. She was unconscious. The citadel shook. Explosions thundered in orbit. I knew we might die, but I would not leave her. 50 years earlier, I had refused her hand. Now I would not refuse her weight. At last, I reached an emergency escape platform open to the night sky. Fires burned across the city below. Dominion ships exchanged light spears with rebel craft above. I laid her gently on the platform and waited. Hours passed. By dawn, the rebellion had failed. Dominion reinforcements arrived. Order returned. The citadel stood half-ruined, but standing. Seraphel stirred. Her eyes opened. For the first time in half a century, she looked at me, truly looked. "Who are you?" she asked softly. I smiled through cracked lips. "Arlen of Earth." Silence stretched. Then her galaxy eyes widened. Stars whirled faster. Light pulsed around her crown. "Impossible," she whispered. "You are mortal." I said. "But I carried you for 50 years. In memory, in longing, in regret." Tears, liquid starlight, formed at the corners of her eyes. "I searched for you," she said, "after I left Earth. But time passed differently for me. Wars, succession, duty. My memories dimmed. I became what my people required. I forgot what my heart wanted." I sat beside her, exhaustion overtaking me. "You offered me eternity," I said. "I refused. Now I offer you something smaller." A memory returned. Her hand, cool and luminous, touched my wrinkled cheek. "You saved me," she said. Again. Days later, the Dominion held a global broadcast. Queen Seraphel addressed humanity. "For 50 years I ruled you, but I forgot the first lesson your kind taught me, that even the smallest life can carry galaxies in its heart." She stepped down from her throne. "I will return to the astral dominion. Earth will govern itself. Under treaty, under peace, under freedom." Gasps echoed across the world. She turned toward me, standing beside her in simple robes. Arlen of Earth reminded me what eternity costs. On the day of her departure, I stood once more on the landing platform. The same violet sky, the same twin suns. But I was an old man now, cane in hand. Her vessel waited. She stood before me, radiant as ever. "Come with me," she said again. "This time, there is no war, no fear, only choice." I shook my head gently. "My life is here," I said, "but my heart will always walk among your stars." She bowed, not as queen to subject, but as equal to equal. "Then I will carry you," she said, "for as long as I exist." The ship sealed. Light rose. She vanished into the heavens. I returned home. I lived 3 more years. Peace held. Earth rebuilt. Humanity chose its own path again. On my final night, as I lay beneath a window showing the stars, I saw a new constellation appear, a spiral of 7 stars glowing silver. Astral Dominion astronomers would later say it was an impossible formation, artificial in nature, visible only from Earth. But I knew she had not forgotten again. And somewhere, beyond human reach, an immortal queen carried the memory of one fragile man who once carried her, not in arms, but in heart, for 50 years. Decades passed after my final breath, yet Lyra never faltered. She wandered the stars with a memory as vivid as the first day she awoke. Entire civilizations rose and fell while she remained, untouched by time, yet tethered to me by the love we had forged. On a remote moon bathed in perpetual twilight, she paused. Before her lay the gravestone I had imagined but never seen, a rising sun carved into smooth stone. She knelt, placing her hand upon it, closing her eyes. And for the first time in centuries, she allowed herself to feel the full weight of our shared life. 50 years she had been carried by me. Now, in silence, she carried me. A breeze stirred the golden grass, whispering through the valleys of that lonely world. Stars blinked awake overhead, distant and indifferent, yet somehow aware of our story. She whispered my name softly, a prayer and a promise intertwined. Then she rose, standing tall against the violet horizon. Her eyes glimmered with resolve. She would continue her journey across the galaxy, explore the mysteries of the cosmos, and witness the birth and death of suns. Yet with every step, she carried me, not as a shadow, not as a memory lost to time, but as the essence of a life spent devoted, a love that had transcended centuries. And somewhere, in the infinite stretch of space and memory, we were together again, 2 souls intertwined across time, forever unbroken, immortal in remembrance. She turned to the stars, silver hair catching the fading light, and whispered one final truth. "I will never forget. Not now. Not ever." And the universe listened.